Happy Halloween. And yes, I am the devil. But don't be alarmed because my little dog Abby is an angel today, so we kind of balance each other out. But when I was a child, I can remember seeing a cartoon image of a child, and on one shoulder was this devil, and on the other shoulder was this angel. And of course, the devil was telling this kid to be bad, and the angel is telling this child not to be bad. And the child's stuck in the middle and looked somewhat distressed about these conflicting instructions. Does anyone remember that? Anybody see that? Yeah. Well, of course, this image is not only from my distant past, my childhood, but instead, this image actually shows up a lot more recent places, like The Simpsons with Bart, and the Disney movie, The Emperor's New Clothes with Krunk. And so there are certainly people today who do believe in the devil and the power of evil, and the angel as a power of good, a conflicting power. And yet, every Sunday here, we say there is only one power and one presence. So are there three powers? Or just one power? Well, as many of you know, we interpret the Bible metaphysically, not literally. So I went to see what Unity's co-founder Charles Fillmore, in his book, The Revealing Word, says about the devil and the angel. Okay. The devil, he says, is a group of thoughts that has been built up in our collective consciousness. That's why it shows up in The Simpsons. Okay? Our collective consciousness through many generations of earthly experiences, and then hardened into what may be termed human personality, which opposes and rejects the divine. The devil is a state of consciousness adverse to the divine good. There is no personal devil. God is the one omnipresent principle of the universe, and there is no room for any principle of evil, personified or otherwise. And as Charles always does, he did it last week with fear. We talked about fear, and then right underneath it in the Revealing Word was how to overcome fear. So he says, how do you overcome the devil? The devil is overcome by denying its existence and by affirming universal Christ love. That's that unconditional, perfect, divine love for all. The devils that we encounter could be fear, anger, jealousy, and other similar negative traits. I'm so sorry, but they are in ourselves. Yeah. Christ's love gives us the power to cast out all these so-called devils. So what about angels? Angels. Charles Fillmore wrote that angels are a messenger of God. The projection, not out here, but in our consciousness, of a spiritual idea direct from the divine. A divine idea. So devils and angels aren't running around out here. They're running around in here, right? Yeah. So my take is that, of course, that we each have, if we choose, to have a devil and an angel voice within us. The devil voice tells us, oh, how horrible we are. Oh, we messed up again. And the angel voice holds out hope that we might not be all that bad. Those voices, of course, are our inner voices, those critical voices that we learn from others about ourselves. And that could be from teachers, from parents, from Bart Simpson, from Krunk. And then we start to be fearful and even feel ashamed that these voices might be true. And then we think, well, there's no hope for us. And it is fear that cements these polarizing thoughts, these negative thoughts in us. They move from our shoulder into our very being, if we allow it. We may allow that fear to blossom and think that there might be another power. Fear that it might be true. It might be true that we are less than in some way. Now, there are two beliefs. Now, of course, Charles tells us to deny the existence and affirm who we truly are. And so I have found always two beliefs that have helped me do that. Because we don't always believe that we have the strength to deny that in us, right? Well, these beliefs have helped me overcome and dismiss the so-called devil and also the angel. The first is my belief that God does not create junk. Yeah. God creates blessings, and we are a blessing. And the second is from the book of Timothy. For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but one of power, love, and sound judgment. Power and sound judgment to overcome, or to have the courage to know that we are a blessing. And love, of course, we learned that last week, love casts out fear. Not to any type of love or undirected love, but Charles Fillmore called it selfless love. And that, to me, is love of ourself. Self-love that can show up as self-compassion. Self-compassion. Can you love yourself enough to declare that I am statement that you wrote down? I am innocent, I am kind, I am wise, I am strong, I'm resilient, I'm courageous, smart, generous, and on and on. And when I asked you to select one word that you admired in another person, guess what? You are not limited to just one magnificent attribute or quality. You got them all. Yes, today, some qualities, some wonderful attributes that you see in others, you may see them in yourself in bucketfuls, or you might just see them barely filling a thimble. But it doesn't matter. You got it. And as we compassionately acknowledge these beautiful traits in ourselves, even those that barely fill up a thimble, we start to believe we are divine truth, the Christ. We start to believe that the hero lies in us. And then we can manifest courageous compassion to see these very same qualities in other people. Even if those people are not yet able to see it in themselves or able to demonstrate it. In a recent political discussion, I told someone who was very distressed about the other, and I told someone to just send them love. And their reply was that, well, this person is not loving. I get it. It may look that way to us. And yet, yes, and. Yesterday I saw this poem by the Persian poet Hafez. Whenever you give love, even if it is not accepted, even if it is trampled upon, scoffed at, mocked at, it is not wasted. It does not go unnoticed. It is recorded in the stars. Yeah. It is recorded in your heart. And maybe, just maybe, you're able to see that you are the hero. Now, for the past 2 weeks, we have been embracing, or trying to embrace, a beautiful characteristic, quality, trait of someone that you admire. And we're doing this because certainly if you spot it, you got it. Last week, after the service, someone came up to me and said that when they thought of someone and the physical and the personality trait or the quality, they didn't think they did it right. I'm like, oh. He goes, well, I thought of my new grandson. And when I thought of my new grandson, the quality that came to me was innocence. And you told me to write it down. I did. I am innocence. I don't think that's me. I just don't think that I can really embrace that quality. Well, I suggested that he be open to what about him? What is in your heart that is innocent? And what are all the ways to interpret that word innocent? Playful, sweet, open, curious. Yeah. And I'm sure there's a lot more. So I said, well, I'm sorry to disagree with you. I see you as innocent. Yeah. We are here to be the one. To be the one. To be the hero. To be the one that the world has been waiting for. And yet, how do we discern and express our divine purpose? Well, in the last 2 Sundays, we discovered, last Sunday, we talked about 2 tools to help you do that. And today, we're going to talk about 2 more tools. But I want you to remember that it's about you being the one that the world has been waiting for, the one that you have come here to be, the one that the world needs right now. Whatever that one word is on your piece of paper, and if you weren't here the last 2 weeks, that's okay. Right now, you can bring to someone to mind, someone that you love, that's in your life right now. And you could say, what do I really like about them? What do I really admire? And write that word down. Kindness, whatever it is. And then put 2 other words in front of that word. I am. I am. Because I guarantee you, whatever that word is, that is exactly what the world needs more of. It needs more people expressing that, being that, doing that. You are the one that the world has been waiting for. So, how do we live from that Christ light within us? And which is partially that one word that you wrote down. It's expressed through that one word you wrote down. Our first tool last week was a faith-infused daily intention with that I am quality. And this is how we move forward in our Christ expression, in that I am quality. We do that by knowing that we are filled to the brim with faith, that we are one with the divine. Always, not just sometimes, but always. And even if we think that is not us, it doesn't matter. We took a phrase from 2 Corinthians chapter 5. For we live by faith, not by sight. When I create an intention, a daily intention, it sometimes seems, and perhaps you've had this experience, that the universe is conspiring to make sure I get a chance to express that intention. Anyone else ever find that true? Yeah. If my intention is wrapped up with that I am quality, I am kind, I am generous, I am wise, then I'm pretty certain that I will have lots of opportunities to remember that and to express it. And the more I express this quality, no matter what happens, the more I just express that quality, the more it does become a part of my identity. But first, I walk in faith. I choose to know that I am God's beloved, that all that is of the divine is of me, even if I can't see it yet, because I walk by faith, not by sight. The next tool is your ability to listen, not to all the chatter out here. And believe me, there's lots of it. Not all the chatter out here. But what we sometimes call meditation, or being in the silence. Your soul can access the infinite wisdom of God, of the divine, but you need to listen to that deeper conversation going on within you. As you listen to your own soul on a consistent daily level, you will be amazed at what you hear, at what you intuit, and how you feel about yourself. Maybe now you don't really see yourself as that I am quality. I am kindness, or I am wise. But your soul, who is in constant communication with the divine, your soul knows. Your soul knows that you are the one. You are the hero. So now, 2 more tools. Daily visualization and daily review. Has anyone caught on the one word that is in all the tools? Anybody? Daily. There we go. Daily. So if any of you have a thought that you don't have discipline, guess what? You do, because you're going to do this daily. Well, we have certainly talked about visualization before, but I want to approach this tool a bit differently today. So every day you set your daily faith-infused intention, followed by a few minutes in the silence. And then you're going to set a vision of you being that I am quality. See yourself going through your day being that quality. If your intention is I am kind, then visualize yourself being kind. Smiling at other people. Opening and holding doors. Saying good morning before someone says it to you. Perhaps you notice some trash on the floor or on the sidewalk. You pick it up. Perhaps allowing someone to move in front of you in traffic or in the grocery line. See yourself looking for and embracing all the opportunities to be kind. All these opportunities that the universe is giving you. Yes, and. And now the final tool. A daily evening review with a dollop of self-compassionate love. This is your dessert. At the end of the day, as you lie in bed or you're still watching TV or it's just on, take time to review your day. Bring to mind all those opportunities when you lived in that I am quality. When you were kind or smart or generous, whatever it was. Now here's a word of caution. Your daily review is to be done with a dollop of self-compassionate love. And if you need to bring a bucket full of self-compassionate love, do. There is no blame, no shame, no guilt in self-compassionate love. Now, for some of you, I know it's going to be hard to resist dwelling on how you could have done it better. Or, I missed that opportunity. I'm so horrible. But why? Blame, shame, guilt, they don't support you. They don't even educate you. Oh, no, I have to be responsible. Be responsible for who you truly are. You know, certainly if you harm someone, go and make amends. But for most of us, that's not true. No shame, no guilt, no blame, just self-compassionate love. And so why do we do this blaming and shame? It's a habit. We listen to those angel devil voices, that self-critical voice inside. But you know what? I'm sure there are habits that you have had in your life that you have quit. Yeah. Maybe a habit of smoking or drinking or nail biting or just interrupting. And for today, I certainly hope it's not chocolate because there's a lot of chocolate in the other room. So, this daily review with a dollop or a heap of self-compassionate love will put you on the fast track. None of us like that time in the middle, right? That time in the middle between where we have been and where we want to be. Why didn't it just happen, right? Well, the late anthropologist Victor Turner wrote that the time of the stages to transformation are many, but there is a time between no longer and not yet. We are no longer that fearful, shame-filled person, but instead a loving, compassionate person desiring to step into our greatness, desiring to step into that I am quality as our truth, desiring to be the hero, desiring to be the one that the world has been waiting for. And it can be a tricky place to live in this not yet space, especially with self-compassionate love. But just like the butterfly, you must be willing to let go of those old ideas about you so that you can emerge as that I am quality, so that you can be that and so much more. This tool and the other three are your path to a deeper understanding and belief in you. This is your path to freedom. This is your path to knowing your truth, to being the hero, to being the one that the world has been waiting for. So we have these four daily tools, 3 in the morning and 1 at night. And they are really not difficult, right? They're not all that time consuming. These daily tools, though, will silence the devil and the angel and allow space for you to grow, to be that one the world is waiting for. But it has to be done daily. Now, some of you may say, well, how long? How many dailies? Right? How long do I have to do this? Right? How about we do it for the month of November? All right? You can, doesn't mean you can't start tonight. You get some added bonus points if you start tonight. But let's do it for 30 days. Let's just see what happens. Come back and tell me. I'm going to go up to you and say, how's it going? All right. Now, there are some of you also who are a little bit, how should I put this, overachievers. Yeah, who? And so you might say, well, 1 I am quality, really 1? I'm going to pick 10. Please don't do that. Pick 1. Let's prove these truths that we hold dear are real. Let's prove the truths, the principles that we believe in. Let's prove them to be real. 1 I am quality. 1. By doing this, by doing this every day for 30 days, you will begin to understand that you are the one that the world has been waiting for. So let's stop waiting. Let's become the one. Deal? Yeah. Deal. And so one final thought from the 2nd book of Corinthians, chapter 5. Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, is in that divine spark of your truth, and that is all of you, they are a new creation. The old has gone. The new is here. Enjoy it. Namaste.